It's the Omid and Kojo Show.
Omid, this is the Omid and Kojo's forehead show. Welcome back to another episode, and today I'm here to promote my new clothing, which will be out this weekend.
I'll pass
this one, look.
This one's a mess, but it's a learning curve.
Yeah.
This is our first live stream when we've been in the same place at the same time. So, yeah,
It's the first social distanced Omid and Kojo show. So let us know in the comments how much you love it and show your support.
And we do have a guest today, but before we have that guest, we're gonna talk. Oh no!
Bro, you're gonna knock the phone off.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No, it's got it. Sorry guys, false alarm.
Who did you want?
I was just gonna accept one of the random ones.
Right, we're going to accept a random person. Okay, there's no one requested. If you want to be in the live, then let us know. As you can see, this is one half of the Omid and Kojo show. And, you know.
It's frozen on my phone.
Oh, of course it has. It's probably because someone called Carol Baskin sent a request to be in the live.
Go on, accept it. Probably the real Carol Baskin. It's just really
Right. What's better work?
Let's ask him some
Carol.
questions. Hold on.
She declined? Carol, you
Carol.
nasty.
Carol.
How are you going to lead me on like that? Homeless in the house. Oh, look, also, I got a trim. I'm young Omid again. Doesn't it look fantastic? You see that?
This is stupid.
It's a shambles. Oh, God. Yeah, we hope you... Nope.
What?
Carol Baskin, why are you not requesting, fam?
Alright, should we talk about some stuff?
Yeah, let's just talk about things.
Okay. It's the cop number. Okay, so something I wanted to talk about is... Actually, I don't know if now's a good time to talk about it.
What?
I was going to talk about trying really hard at your flips and how it's not cool.
What?
Well, it's not a cool look. You know, when someone's, especially if you're a beginner, if you're trying really hard and you fall in again and again, it's not a good look. It's not a cool look, but it's what you need to do to be able to create cool tricks and to be able to actually be good.
I see what you're saying.
So I feel like that's something that's not discussed much, how you have to deal with looking like a bit of a twat to get good at tricks.
Well, I think there's many sides to that as well, because especially when you're first entering the tricking community, not only do you look like a twat to trickers, you kind of look like a twat to your friends, because you're like, especially if you're as deeply invested in tricks as like me and him were, you're just kind of consumed by these flips and you're not that great. So everyone's just a bit like, why is he doing these leggy kicks?
Because it kind of looks like you're wasting your time when you first start tricking. Because it looks so dumb when you do like really bad tornado to hook and then a crunchy aerial.
And I don't know, there's a teething period, let's call it, because if you don't push through that period, then you won't get better and you won't have the fun. Because for me, the earlier stages of tricks, while they were fun, compared to doing the higher level stuff, it's nothing. Like just doing backflips and flash kicks, all that kind of stuff, at the time, it feels like the most fun thing. But then you realize how much more fun tricking can be once you push past that kind of ghetto stage.
Yeah.
Speaking of ghetto stages, I mean, we know a lot about ghetto stages.
And it, as well as more fun, just like less lame as well to look at. Yeah, because you don't want a trick to impress anyone, but at the same time, it's not that fun looking like a twat.
Yeah, but
you know,
but it's kind of fine though, because like
I think it's a good thing.
I think it builds character in a lot of ways, and also like you grow an appreciation for people that, including yourself, whenever you start something, not being good at it, but still knowing that even if it looks bad or even if you know you're not doing it great, if you persevere, then you end up being better at something.
Yeah.
Which is, it's difficult to understand, because when I speak to a lot of people, they kind of just, I don't know. The first thing that they'll talk about when it comes to tricks or anything that they're learning is, oh, well, that's really hard, so I won't be able to do that. And it's like, well, the level of difficulty shouldn't necessarily come into it, because if you're into something, then give it a go and see what happens.
Yeah. I think learning that you can do hard things is a really valuable thing to do, because then anything you want to achieve, no matter how hard, you know you can do it, don't you? All right, I think our special guest for the day has joined the chat. Come on.
Just be careful with what you're doing, Beanhead.
You're going to request, mate?
Wrong one.
Oh, no.
It's the two heads.
Oh. There we go. There he is. Yeah, I'm just going to sit here. This works quite well. Because then I can put...
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, friends.
We're in a garage. We thought this was going to be way easier if we were in the same place. It turns out it's really hard.
Are you sat at a distance?
We are. Look,
Yeah, there's like 50 meters.
there's a lot of depth. You can't see the full depth, you know.
Yeah,
That's
like
why Omid looks so small.
I'm about 15 meters away from Kojo at this point.
Whoa! Don't break my chair.
This wood just broke.
Don't put your foot on it, man.
My foot wasn't on it, it was my ass.
My mom's gonna be pissed.
It was just my ass.
All right, Kyle.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? Good question. What have you been doing today, Kyle?
I have been working on some new clothing.
Oh yeah.
Got some new Plan Zero shorts on their way.
Lovely.
What colour?
That's a secret.
Oh.
There's actually there's a one-of-a-kind pair, which is a sample, but I'm just going to keep them. So, very cool.
Is that one a new colour? As in, like, a colour that doesn't exist?
Yeah, like you can't really see it. It's not like in the human infrared spectrum.
Invisible tricking shorts.
Yeah.
Like, they're infrared.
To us, it looks more like a kind of murky brown, but
To rabbits, it's a completely different colour.
yeah.
So, Kyle, let's talk about some flips. How have you been finding dealing with tricks during lockdown?
It's hard, as I'm sure you guys have found. But I think, I don't know, I've been tricking maybe like once a week, twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, but on average, 1.5 times a week.
What's that consist of?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say because lately, I think I haven't tricked since we made that video that is not out yet.
Soon.
Yeah.
But
have you found you do different things now you're just on the grass?
I do easier stuff, for sure. It's like, you know, I do combos, and I'm like, if I was in the gym, I would choose to finish this with something a bit harder to make it more of a thing. But when you're on grass, I'm like, I'll just finish it with something that feels nice and looks kind of cool, you know?
Yeah, I feel for that.
I'm trying to make a grass sampler, but the problem that I've ran into is, all of my combos are just like, I don't know.
They don't seem to finish, I find, with a lot of my combos. Like, yeah. I feel like they don't have that pop. Even if I try and do a trick that looks really nice, I feel like the ender of a combo is almost as important as, I don't know, I think it's more important than each individual trick throughout the combo, in my opinion.
Well, I think it's good for you, though. I think it's good for you to, like, have that challenge. Like, you can't just piss out a full snapper or cork snapper at the end of a combo quite so easily. You have to really, like, prep and make sure you carry momentum all the way through. I feel like it means that when you go back into the gym, everything's just going to be way easier and more consistent.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I found, like, when I go out to the session, like, I'll watch my old videos of, like, when I used to just trick on grass all the time. And there was a period where it was like I kind of had some gym, but I was still training on grass a lot. And the times that I was training on grass at that point, I was just doing like weirder stuff and then kind of taking it to the gym. But it's really easy once you go to the gym just to get like taken over with, you know, oh, I want to do something
power,
hard, something good. Yeah, exactly.
The rage within.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rage within really takes control when you're in the gym a lot of the time. It's made me a much more measured man, even in such a short period of time. Like, have you seen me doing mental swings on grass? I've barely done double corks. I've just been training.
You've been
like,
doing full swipe nines.
Bro, I've done thousands of them.
I guess.
I've done it on concrete easily.
That's funny. That's the last thing I'd ever want to do on concrete.
You do a good full double A twist on grass, Omid. From touchdown raise.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Occasionally. I've literally only done it when I've been filming a video. And I've only ever done it once per video.
Have you done touchdown race trip on grass?
I haven't even
You
tried.
do that so easy though, wouldn't you?
I've done touchdown raise double full mega to like front swing. To vanish. But I've never done trip. I've never even tried trip on grass.
I'm trying to get trip on grass. I haven't tried it yet because I don't want to land short on grass and hurt myself. Yeah. So I'm making sure. Yeah. I'm making sure that I like stomp it first time I do it, and I've prepped it from. I don't know what to do it from. I don't know whether to do it from switch or from touchdown raise, but one of the two. I want to do it really well as well. If I'm gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it really well.
Did you see Mo Sarna's from like today or yesterday?
Yeah,
I haven't seen
that. Was like a
it
good eye opener of like just like obviously like he is really good at it and it's impressive. But seeing that, I'm like, I maybe have a few setups that like if I really worked at it, could do triple court. I just don't want to be bailing any triple on that.
You could squeeze it, but even the way Mo did it, like I wouldn't necessarily want to do it and land like that. Not that it was that bad. It's just I know that on grass, especially if the grass is like kind of hard, it needs to be. I want to be doing it like really well if I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Like if I was doing it like Mo, if I did it the way he did it, then I might have hurt myself.
Well, if I did it like Mo did it, I would be happy. I would maybe have hurt myself, and that's probably how it will go. If I do it, that's probably how it will go. I'll go out with it.
Still counts.
Two sprained ankles.
Kyle's final trick: sprained neck.
Dude, my neck still hurts from the pamphlet fail.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
That big. What was it? Was it a palm flip?
Yeah, a pamphlet. But like
Garrison doesn't do well with palm flips.
I can't do them either.
Well, I haven't done palm flips since my infamous fail.
No,
not outside anyway.
In the gym, it's totally fine.
Yeah, easy.
Like, I don't even think about it. There, I was quite scared about it, but I was like, no, I can do this. I can't really remember how exactly, but this is fine. Don't even think about it, just do it. And then as soon as I took off, I realized I'm still looking at the wall, and now I'm like...
Now the back of your neck's touching your heel. Sorry,
just happened so fast. I was shook, though. It's like, when people are learning to backflip and they'll land on their head, and they have, like, the fear forever, pretty much. I kind of got that. Like, I'm scared to ever do pan flip again.
I think watching you reignited that fear in me as well. Because a few days later, I went to the grass, and when I was filming my alphabet flip challenge, I wanted to do palm flip for P, just because I didn't want to do palm kick. It was a bit bent, and there was a perfect tree, and I was just stood there. My sister was filming me, and from the outside looking in, like any passers-by would have just seen me stood, just occasionally jumping and tapping the tree. I did it like 10 times and just like, I can't do it. I was just pissed at myself.
Just looking so serious.
Oh god.
But, you know what I'm also scared of at the moment? Wall flip. And I think the last time I did a wall flip was when we did one sync in Jerusalem. Me and you all made.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
That fucked your heel, didn't it?
No, I just did it really bad. And I think back to that. And at the time, it was a similar sort of feeling of like, can I wall flip? I can. I've done it a million times. Just go for it. And like managed to do it. But that was over concrete. And I think about that and I'm like, could have landed on my head there, but managed to do it just.
I kind of wish one of us had fucked it just a little bit.
Dude.
Just a little bit. Because it would have been, like, as long as we were both okay, but it would have been the funniest flip. One of us just doing it fine and then just looking at the other one like, holy shit.
On concrete in Israel.
Okay.
Going to the hospital.
Not. Okay, that would have escalated pretty quick.
Okay. Guys, if you want to submit questions, then feel free to submit questions. So far, the 2 questions we have are nice here and do a flip, my dude. Those are the questions so far.
With the phone.
Your phone's fine,
It's
man.
not fine because if it falls off that small piano, it'll smash.
This isn't a piano. It's a dresser.
Just
All right.
stop touching the phone and the dresser.
Omid's phone.
Don't touch anything.
I got Omid's phone wedged in between 2 bricks.
We were meant to be doing it on Kojo's, but because Kojo messed it up, and he told you that I wasn't going to be ready.
You what?
I was here 5 minutes before we were meant to start. Kojo done nothing.
Is 5 minutes before we meant to start enough time?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Like, I guess you can start. I mean, like,
You got to set up the camera and stuff.
Yeah, you've got to set up the camera because I drove all the way to your house.
Nah.
Yeah, that's the way this shit goes.
Nah.
Anyway, back to Mr. Plan Zero. What's the plan for once lockdown's over? What are you trying to do?
travel.
Obviously, it's going to end up being incremental, like the kind of easing of the restrictions, because it'll probably end up just being able to be like UK travel and then like limited European travel.
I think we should do some UK stuff.
I've
That's,
tried
what
to
I'm
do
thinking.
UK.
That's like high on my list. I just want to do like, I don't know, maybe not even like a road trip, but like all of us, we just go somewhere and film some stuff, hang out
Where's good to go in the UK?
south,
And
south, north.
it's nice, but it's kind of boring though. Like what is it?
What, let's go somewhere random then.
Let's
go to.
Let's go to Hull.
Let's go to the Isle of Skye.
Now we should go to
Yeah.
Stanley.
Skye is great. But
I would like. I want to go.
Accrington Stanley. That I don't know much about it, but it sounds. I feel like it's the shittest place on earth. I feel like it's like Doncaster.
What place?
Oh, someone says I have a gym with a spring floor. Where's your gym?
Use the other phone.
Let's go there.
Don't be touching that one.
For fuck's sake. Let me just touch you, man.
No, because you're fucking. You got the hands of a big buffoon. You're gonna break my phone.
Someone asked me if I can scoot dub. I've done scoot dub, mate. I'm hard.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course,
You're
yeah.
such a hater. You're such a hater. I've done scoot full snappers as well.
I remember seeing you full snappers and D-leg twists. I just don't remember the dub.
Oh, you're a hater, man. Alright.
Right.
Someone says they have a. Oh, he says it's in North London. What gym's that then? Not Mateo's gym.
Why don't you bring
It's
the
in
gym
London.
to us?
Oh, a traveling gym. That
Bring
would
the
be cool.
entire gym to us.
That could be the future. You have like a big truck. You just show up in different places.
You could
Throw out
make a,
spring floor.
Yeah, the back of it's fold out. So
you can make a KTG, Kojo's traveling gym, right around.
That's my
Keep it in
next
the van.
big business move. I just get a massive van.
just a really long. It's just a tumble track at that point.
Oh Lord.
Oh God.
Someone said Omid finally can touch Kojo's Tramp. Actually, I just disassembled the Tramp today. You can actually see. You can see the cover of the Tramp in the background of the video. That's what that green thing is. Yeah, just behind it.
Oh, I see it.
Much better.
That's the icon.
That's the old Acon. Yeah. Oh, they put a sprung floor in a secondary school hall in London. Nice. Cool.
Love
Cool.
that.
UTX reopens at the start of July.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm so
If you're gonna be
excited.
around, I don't know what you want to do. I
Well,
think we
the
could
thing
do a
is-
road trip.
Can do whatever. It's just because I've been thinking about this. I don't want to make plans too early and then just find out that it's shit because there's too many restrictions. The whole thing just feels sketch. Like, there's less opportunities. If it meant driving down south or something, but
Yeah, 'cause that's a long way.
yeah, it looks like though. I don't know. In the next few weeks, it could be just fine. Well, not completely fine, but decent enough to make a trip out of it.
Well, I think maybe, like, considering how everything's kind of closed and it's sketched to be around people and stuff, what if we went, like, camping? Because
Yeah.
even in Scotland or Lake District, like some national park, what if we try and find somewhere that's really out there, like kind of out of the way, and we go camping, and yeah, I'm sure we'd make that fun.
Uh-huh. Would you bring the van?
Yeah. So we could have supplies in the van, but then have tents as well.
Would you sleep in a tent or in the van?
Oh, good question. I'd probably
Drag
bring
the van into a forest.
I'd like bring an airbed to sleep in a tent. So if we wanted to, if we like went off, but if we were gonna put the tents by the van anyway, I'd just sleep in the van.
Or just put imagine
Yeah.
that. It's like the ultimate comfort.
So someone said, could one of you give me a quick rundown on how to do a shosei step, please? So the thing is with shosei step is it's a step. So you can just watch him do it and then just do what he does because it's a step. It doesn't take that much skill.
Well, you say that, but J-step troubles people.
Nah.
Leaf.
But
Shosei step's technically easier than J-step because you're
that's right,
stepping right to the right leg. But I
agree.
think because I can do J-step and that's so ingrained, I find the Shosei step harder because
But you can do it. The thing is,
yeah.
it's another thing to do it well, but just to be able to do it, like.
And yeah, Joe Challenger, that is true. It's technically the Goma step. He was doing it for
Yeah,
what, 5
Gogo was
years,
doing it
something
to trick.
before.
What Jose was. Nah, he wasn't in the womb.
Fresh
But...
But like, it blows me away how people struggle with J-step. Like, not necessarily the takeoff and stuff like that. Like, I've taught so many people over the years, and I explain what it is, and it's like they're learning to walk all over again. Like, they're trying to get from point A to point B. They're like so meticulous about their steps, and they lose it.
To understand it, do a J-step on your bad side, and you see what they're thinking.
I've done that before.
Yeah,
I use it as an example.
You can do it, but it's weird, is all.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
all.
know. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
It's kind of hard to like be on live stream and look at the comments and reply to them, right?
Yeah, it's intense. We kind of do it in little bursts normally. Like, we got some questions, so I'm going to have a look, see if there's any for Mr. Plan Zero here.
Well, everyone in the comments just saying hey and how's it going?
Hey, bro.
What's up?
All right.
I'm good.
There's no interesting questions. There's just, has Kojo ever played Minecraft? No. I'm an old ass man.
Have you never played it?
I've never played it. No. I've never played Fortnite either.
Fortnite is weirdly.
I'm sure it's fun, but I don't play games.
I think Fortnite's fun, but it's not really for me. You know what I have been playing though? Again, World of Warcraft Classic.
Oh, yeah. Getting back on it.
Any of the viewers here, if you play World of Warcraft Classic, add me.
Oh, they've
I'm
got
not
a
going to give
classic
you
version.
details.
Like
What?
RuneScape. RuneScape have a classic as well.
Get on it. I mean, I won't be playing, but
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. If I needed someone, I don't know. I think my brother still plays it. I feel like he's pretty maxed out at this point because he just plays it on his phone at work instead of doing nuclear.
It's really important. High up job.
I've just been playing classic PlayStation 3 games.
It's like what?
Okay. They weren't just PlayStation 3 games, just classic PlayStation games. Like, I played most of the Crash Bandicoots at the beginning of lockdown. I played all of the God of Wars except for the newest one, and GTA. GTA 4 is just it gets a bit dull.
GTA is fun, but
It's not what
I
it
feel
used
like
to be.
it's not that fun if you play it by yourself. It's because when you used to
Yeah,
play
no,
it,
that's true.
you play with your friends and you're like giggling about stabbing people and hitting them with golf bats and stuff. It's not that, like, doing it by yourself, because I tried it, like running around and hitting people with stuff and flying helicopters. It's not that fun when you by yourself.
You know what? My favorite thing to do on GTA, and my peak of playing was like San Andreas, but I used to love, like, you would do like the jet cheat and you fly. You just do stunts in the jet.
Oh,
That's all I would do on it.
my thing was the super punch cheat. I loved having super punch, like the explosive punch, where you just punch people and,
and cars and stuff.
Yeah, cars, and they just
Yeah.
go fucking all the way off. I feel like San Andreas is just more fun as a whole.
It was, I don't know.
Simpler.
I think it's the time.
It was the time.
I think it's
Yeah.
just
What else were we like doing at the time as well? Like,
yeah. Like I haven't played it for a bit, but I was playing a lot of FIFA 2009. Every time I play it, every time I put it on and it loads up the screen, I just find it funny that I'm playing FIFA 2009. Like, could play even 2013 would probably cost like £3.
yeah.
But yeah, I keep it real. You
what,
know.
are, what are these comments saying?
They're saying Kyle and a wavy hand is one of them.
Dars.
Still someone asking about what your uploads are saying at the moment. What's going on with that?
Yeah, what's the plan for Plan Zero?
Basically, I want to make videos, but one, it's hard when you don't have anyone around you to film you, and two, it's also hard to make videos when you haven't been making many videos.
Yeah.
So I'm way past the point of like wanting to promise people, like, you know, if I make a video, in my head sometimes I am like, okay, I'm back on the videos, but at the same time I know like it's just weirdly difficult right now, so I'm like, I don't know, I probably post a video like once every 2 weeks at the moment, but
We should. I think me and Omid, and we should try and get Peen. Peen's going to Scotland anyway. Actually, he's got his new flat, isn't he? But I think we should all go to Scotland and we should go camping or something. And then also, Chris would probably let us train at Hadouken, so we could actually get in the gym.
yeah.
I like that. I'd be down for that, to come for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days or something.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't bring the van because the petrol would be mad expensive.
Yeah.
So it'd make more sense to go with Omid.
Fair. Yeah, well, feel free to do that whenever.
Well, I don't know. Like I feel like once we can move around a little bit more freely, then I'm just down to just fuck off, because I'm fed up of being in. I want to be in Scotland. I want to be in nature. I want to be covered in leaves.
I think you
grass.
can move pretty easily. Because when I drove to Heathrow, then it was like there was no sign of any police or anything,
No,
and there were loads of people on the roads, on the motorway, just going.
I know, but it's just instead of the two of us being bored and Kyle being in Scotland, it's going to be the three of us being bored in Scotland. Because
What do you mean?
like we won't be able to go to a lot of places. Like on national parks and stuff closed.
Nah, we can go somewhere.
I thought they'd closed a lot of them though.
Now, but the thing is, like, well, in Scotland, I don't even know, like, at this moment in time, I don't even know what the rules are when it comes to, like, these sort of plans, because these aren't plans that I've been making or anything, but there's so much space in Scotland. I mean, like, even if we went to go camp at my dad lives out in the countryside in the middle of nowhere, like, you know.
And I'm sure we could make it fun. I think Hal would be down as well.
Oh.
Because he's not doing shit right now. So we could get Hal there. Maybe Dilly. Just collect people on the way. Dilly's not working either.
What is he? I thought he wasn't looking before.
I don't know. Oh, we're getting distracted from the live stream. I genuinely forgot we were on the live stream. I thought we were just doing a call.
Yeah, well, the weird thing about a live stream is, like, I feel like I'm just talking to you guys, and that's it. Like, I'm just in my living room right now. But there's 22 people watching. Like, they're all sat in front of us, a ring around us. Every word.
Some kid keeps asking us to play a game of Tramp on FaceTime.
Well, me and Omid are going to do a game of Tramp in person next week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to win.
Kojo is definitely going to win.
you were meant to be like, no, I'm going to win.
Kojo is 100% absolutely no shadow of a doubt going to win. He'll beat me clean sheet. I won't get a point on this fool.
You could do like the Dirty Captain.
Oh, I could do the moose knuckle.
And the moose
What's the Dirty Captain?
You were there when Omid was doing the Dirty Captain, weren't you?
Well, I forget, okay? With a name like that, it could be anything.
It's like a janitor, but I stop the rotation halfway through and do this. And then the moose knuckle is like a game. No, was that the dirty captain? No, the dirty captain was like a vanish.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think that was the moose knuckle.
And then the moose knuckle was like a punch janitor, but then I do some tuck and then keep my legs out and then do some weird shit. I don't know.
No, this makes sense. But against you in the game of flip, I'm gonna bring back the kissy flip. Do you remember the kissy flip?
The double leg?
No.
No.
Wait, did I do a double leg? No, I did
No,
double leg
it was-
punch kissy.
Yeah. It's the 1 and 3.
One and
Right?
three.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, the kissy flip is you do a front flip, and for the single kissy, then you do a front flip, you go, and then you do like a dive out of it, like a 1 and 3. For the double kissy flip, you go mwah, mwah, and you have to make that sound, or it doesn't count.
Bro, I'm gonna land chin first. My lips are gonna be smeared all over the trampoline bed.
I think you'd actually be able to do it though. It's not very hard.
I don't know.
I think you'd be fine.
I don't think I've ever done 1 and 3 properly.
It's actually, if you just do it slowly, because it's really easy to get. I think once you do a front flip, you're just doing like a dive. It's actually really easy. I thought it was hard for the longest time.
1
But
and
if you
3
chill
scares
out,
me. I get scared of 1 and 3.
it's only scary when you're doing it fast because it feels like a double front. Think whenever you've tried it, I bet you've over rotated it.
Yeah, well, I've done it, and I get it. Like, actually, the only way I can do 1 and 3, and I was doing them at Rev, was if I did like an untucked first front flip. I'm doing like a puck double front 1 and 3 thing, and it looks dumb. It looks so dumb. But I'm like, yeah, because you just don't overflip it. You just go like, whoa.
I can't wait to get back in Rev. I'm so excited. I'm like, the thing I miss most, like genuinely about gyms, is like that free feeling of just being able to do like things and being able to, like, if the session's going bad, then I could just go over to the trampoline and do stuff onto the resi. Because right now it's like, when the session's going bad, I've just got hard ass grass, and then I have to go and jump over a locked gate in order to get back to my car and drive home.
I love that you break into your grass spot.
It's because no one hassles me.
Where is your grass spot?
Uh,
Or do you not want to share that information? You might get some.
It's like 5 minutes from my house, and I have to jump over a locked gate. But when we filmed that game of Trick, I got my sister to jump over the gate as well.
Well, I'll tell you a story about Omid's grass spot. It's actually where I did my first ever flip, because I used to play. There's like a hockey pitch there, and there's a sand pit, and I did my first front flip into that sand pit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you ever do anything into the sand pit there?
This.
Or you're on the other side?
I'm on the other side.
Oh,
so
okay.
There's no sand pit.
I used to love tricking into sand pits.
I've never tricked into a sand pit.
It's quite good.
Yeah. I've just tricked onto bark with Kojo shouting at me from a height to get me to do mental things.
Yeah. Nah, bark's the one. Oh, we took little Peen to the bog the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, Peen.
Sweet little Peen.
Yeah. Bless him.
He's going to be... How far are you from Edinburgh? Hour and a half, isn't it?
An hour and a half to like central Edinburgh. Yeah, probably around that.
So you weren't too far from Peen then?
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't know if
It'll be
you're
like a triangle, so it'll be like I'm about like an hour and a half from Glasgow and an hour and a half from Edinburgh, and then Edinburgh and Glasgow's kind of the same.
Yeah.
So like the good old days.
Oh.
It'll be just fun though. It's like the like living back up in Scotland, everything is great, and like just life in general is great. The only downside is lack of gyms and lack of like tricking friends.
Well, maybe.
You're like out of it.
I think a lot of there could be a lot of positives that come out of the end of lockdown, because once gyms start opening back up, especially with your YouTube channel and stuff, people are going to be kind of, everything's going to be different. So maybe you'll be able to strike up some kind of deal to get exposure for the gym, so that you can actually train at different gyms around wherever it is that you live.
Yeah, and you only really need one.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
just have,
well,
yeah.
Or
I kind of have two, but like they're just, each of them are like far from ideal. But at the same time, can't complain because even when I first came back, neither of them were like an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, fairs. You need to come visit me in Portugal when I'm in Portugal.
I will.
I think I'm gonna go in July and try and I'm gonna get an Airbnb because you can do monthly Airbnbs and it works out like £400 or £500. It's like pretty cheap. And then from there, I'm gonna go see a load of houses and hopefully find a good house and get it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Comment from Elias Strix. I look hella sunburnt. I am a little bit sunburnt. I've been chilling in the sun.
Kyle's just been laying in every time I speak to him, he's been sunbathing.
That's what he's been.
I have been. Yeah, Omid called me the other day, and I was just like, "What's up? I'm laying on a beach. Can't really talk."
But then the time before that, I called him, and he was like, "Just leaving the beach. Been to the beach all day." Is this all you do now?
The best thing about where I live, I can walk to the beach without any shoes on. I've been making a point to kind of do that as well, even though it's kind of sore because it is like a road. But I've been walked back without my shoes on, just because I could.
Yeah, I like that. I wish I was by the sea.
Uh-oh. All right. There we go. I hope you all enjoyed that sword.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Show Kojo's weapons.
That's nice. All right, we got some questions. Have any of you done Trip Cork in 2020?
No.
I have.
No, I've never done it.
I'm proud of it. Everyone should tell me how great I am because I've done triple cork.
Yeah, everyone tell Omid how great he is.
And everyone knows that I have the best triple cork on it. And I'm also the tallest man on earth.
Yeah, so tell Omid how tall he is.
He's so tall.
Where would you like to see the next hooked level gathering take place?
Somewhere hot. Somewhere really hot.
But nah, not too hot though. No gravity is amazing, but if it was slightly less hot, it would be better.
I like it when it's too hot. I've been to some Spanish gatherings where you're just at the edge of the floor and you can barely breathe, or even just be wearing any clothes. But I trick well when I'm far too hot.
So there's one of these comments. Omid, you're so great and cool.
I am great and cool. Worship me. I am Shromid, and this is the Church of Shromid.
What is this whole... What is it, Shromid? Because I missed that. I'll be honest. As a supporter, I haven't seen all of every minute of your videos.
Well, you need to go back through the entire catalogue, Kyle. All right? Because Omid was a shrimp for the whole hour.
Right.
Right, I'm going to bring out the Church of Shromid because it's just peeking out. And I'm going to be a shrimp.
Oh, no. Is it...
Oh, we can only have one.
Only one shrimp.
Oh, that's...
I'm just invisible. Oh!
Hey, this is my church.
How do you do that? How do you do it?
I am Shromid. Welcome to the church of Shromid. What the fuck was that?
Wait. Ah! Yeah.
Oh, just random
Okay, that's enough now.
All right, enough Shromid.
I don't want to get my supporters all riled up for the cult.
You got me riled up.
You got an erection, Kyle?
It's funny because it's live.
All right. Okay. All right. We got some more questions. Oh. Do you have girlfriends?
No, we're in a three-way relationship.
I would pat you on the back, but
I did have a girlfriend.
He's got COVID.
I did have a girlfriend, and now I've got COVID. So my girlfriend broke up with me. Broke up with me because I got COVID, and I'm sad. and I'm massive,
Imagine
and I'm a shrimp.
if that was the title of your next YouTube video. My girlfriend broke up with me because of my COVID.
I got COVID and my girlfriend left me. Oh my god.
All right. What's this comment? Bro, I think you are the best tricker in the world, Carl. I'm such a big fan. I've been subscribed since 60K subs.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I second that. I've been subscribed too, Kyle.
Well,
You better have been subscribed before 60K, Kojo.
Nah, 60K.
Hate to break it to you. Kyle's not the best tricker in the world,
I'm not.
but I can't say any of the people that I was going to.
Who is? Eva? Who?
Shromid is. Shromid is because he's 8'7" and he's the best tricker on the planet. True story.
Stop it.
Shromid is sad now. I might get that on a t-shirt. Just wear that every day of my life.
Kyle is the best tricker, no cap. I agree. Kyle.
I don't trick with caps.
Hey, we both trick with caps. So
I tricked with a cap once.
I tried, but it just flies off.
I trick with a cap. I just wear it so it kind of stops all the circulation to my head. It's great. It makes all the veins in my head really pop. Yeah. Oh, this live stream.
Yeah, should we talk about something informative?
Informative? Nah.
But silly. Well, here's the thought. I don't know if you guys have talked about it.
Go on.
But you were saying earlier, like, talking about, like, I don't even know. But I was thinking,
hard.
Yeah, like, working hard. Have you guys seen the Michael Jordan documentary?
I haven't. I started it, but I wasn't feeling it at the time, so I haven't.
It just makes me, like, think, like, there's a lot of trickers out there that try really, really hard with their tricks and stuff, but they don't do everything. Everything in their life isn't centered around how good their next session's going to be. You know, when it comes to stretching, eating properly, training, like, not just training, like, as much as possible, but training as much as, smartest as possible and stuff. There isn't really anyone that ticks all of those boxes. There's some that do a lot, and there's also some that do very little, but are still some of the best, you know?
I don't think that anyone who does that little who is one of the best, who hasn't been tricking for a really long time and who hasn't had like periods where they do go really hard. Yeah. I don't think there's anyone who's never really gone that hard who's good, who's like really good, unless you can think of
Well, I'm saying that in the sense of like younger, and it's also different when you're younger as well. And I feel like tricking is a bit of a young man's sport, but it doesn't have to be. But when you're young, I feel like almost it doesn't really matter if you eat really well or if you stretch a lot and stuff like that. It'll help, but it's going to help you a lot more if you're like older, you know?
Yeah. Well, when you're young, the stretching would make, I mean, that'll make a big difference just because like aesthetics and stuff and being able to do stuff efficiently.
It would make a big difference, but I also feel like, well, I don't know. I always feel like for me, some people are naturally like, not like naturally flexible, but I feel like some people's bodies do just kind of lead better towards like flexibility and stuff. But for me, I always found that like it did not, like stretching and stuff was like really difficult for me. And even now, I'm not nearly as flexible as like I'd want to be. But I feel like it's harder now that I'm older, but I don't know if that's in my head.
Well, it is going to be harder, but it's like, how much time are you actually putting into it?
And you're better now as well. And I don't mean at tricks necessarily. I just mean in general, as a person able to like overcome tasks, then as you get older, you get better.
Yeah, true.
So I feel like that. Like I feel like if my training, it's harder to carry out the training I need to now more than ever. I need to be more patient than ever and like just work harder than ever in a lot of ways. But I'm more equipped to actually do that. So it's not really harder in other ways.
Well, what I'm enjoying at the moment is because I haven't been tricking that much, but I love I'm like enjoying just trying to get my body good. Because when you don't trick that much, you feel quite good quite often, right? Because when you trick all the time, you're sore all the time. You kind of get used to it. But when you don't trick as much, and if you're like actively like working out or running or stretching and stuff, you just feel great. You feel more of an athlete rather than like a tricker that's slowly like destroying their body, like sessioning like too much and stuff. So that's like I'm enjoying doing that.
I've been feeling that in the mornings as well, because like I've been waking up a lot earlier, and like both Kojo and I have been waking up earlier because I'm not a morning person. There's no two ways about it. But I've been waking up at like 6 a.m. most of the time, between 6 and like half 6. But today, like I woke up at like 20 to 5, and all I did for the first 2 hours of being awake, I went on like pretty much a 5-mile run, and I stretched before and after. And I just, before it was even like 8 a.m., I'd already done so much for my training, and I just felt so much better about everything else that I was doing during the day. So it's like, I think as you get older, it becomes a lot easier to be able to manage that kind of lifestyle of trying to get really good at something physical and also trying to build a business and work and do all this kind of shit, because it does get difficult to kind of balance, you know?
Because I find it easier to kind of train if if I'm really working on a project. So if I'm doing loads of editing or something like that, then to get a break from editing, then that's when I do my training. Whereas if I'm just chilling and training, then I don't do as much. I think because you want to make use of every second of the day if you've got a lot to do. Like I plan out my whole days now. Since Scar's gone, I've got up at 5 a.m. every day, and I'm trying to just stay getting up at 5 a.m. until I see her again, because I know it's the only way I'm not going to spiral into decline. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing that and I stretch for like 2 hours a day at least.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you can feel better. Like I feel a lot better than I did. Like leading up to my ankle break, I was starting to feel really bad from training too much in the wrong ways, and my body definitely feels better than it did then.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just address that I love that only a quarter of Kojo's face is in this video at any given time? I love
You
it.
just got the shine from my head.
You're just going to have to find part of my head.
Everyone's like too scared to really be honest.
Social distance. We don't want to be close on the screen.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, where's your face mask, Kyle? Fuck's sake.
I'm wearing it on my head.
Oh, okay. So now it's a fashion statement, of course.
Yeah. New season, new face bands.
You know what's funny? I joked about making face masks like 6 months ago. And if I had have done it, I would have cashed in at this point. If they were still on the site, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't. Bit late now, isn't it?
You didn't, though, did you? And if you did get them, they probably would have got lost in a box.
Hey, I've been lucky. I had a new shipment today that I collected, and it's all lovely.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, it's all mulch. It's all ash. It's ash in my hands in a box. But
You just order a big box of ash. You're like struggling to pay rent. Just all your money spent on ash.
spent $6,000 on ash this morning. What the fuck am I doing?
Kyle, are there riots in our borough?
There's not riots in our borough.
Really?
There's not. I'll tell you what, there's not. But there's protests and stuff that are being arranged in like Dundee and stuff, which is like I'm closer to there now.
Wow.
So there's that. What about in Birmingham actually?
I think there's not.
There's no riots.
I don't think there's maybe in London some stuff's kicked off.
No,
but
there was a peaceful protest in
I think there's just protests. I don't think there's any riots.
There was a lot
going on in the UK.
today.
Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting question. Do you guys still watch samplers? You didn't need to. We didn't need to.
But we do.
We did, and we
That's
synced up
okay.
perfectly, actually.
Sometimes, Kojo.
Yeah.
And I'd like you to look at me when I say this to you.
What?
That's okay. Oh, God. Anyway, do you watch samplers, Kyle, or nah?
Nah, but kind of. I've been watching more of them lately.
Do you
I
watch?
think
Do you
like
watch
what?
who would you watch?
Well, I've been watching grass samplers because
Mm.
like when I'm grass tricking, a lot of the time I'm like, what do I want to do? So like I watch a lot of Ethan Turner, Rasmus Volti. You know, just like I mean, they're all really good trickers, but stuff
Yeah.
where they can do a basic combo that's just fun to do on grass. I'll watch that and be like, you know, oh, I'm gonna play around with that. So I have been watching more lately, actually.
Weird. I haven't watched the sampler for a while. In fact, I watched Brandon Shreen's new sampler because I like Brandon.
I still don't watch that.
And Ethan, I watch Ethan Turner when he releases stuff. And I watched Jose last night. Okay, I have watched samplers. What am I talking about? I've been watching some samplers, but not as many as I used to. You know.
I watch shows.
Yeah.
And I watch.
It's good to have your mind blown by Jose. Just seeing, just watching it, like how, how's he doing that?
It's mad.
I mainly watch Rasmus art videos at the moment, to be honest. Whenever I do watch samplers, which isn't that frequently, but I watch Rasmus art videos, and I pretty much just look at what he's doing and use that as like a base for me to build combos. Like I'll see him do a particular trick, and I'll be like, oh, I haven't thought about doing that for a while, so I just write it in my notes and construct a combo with that. And then, like, it's more for like inspiration and kind of than just enjoyable watching. Like I don't just sit and watch his samplers.
Yeah. I feel like just because of my job, I spend so much time already looking at, like, trying to find certain clips of people and studying clips of people, that's most of my looking at flips. What is going on there?
Yeah. I used to watch samplers all the time. We probably all did, right?
Yeah. So you spend a good few years watching samplers every day for like hours. I watched Rasmus Hot Sauce every single day, at least once, for over 2 years.
The sampler that I've seen more than any other sampler is the Michael Guthrie movie sampler. I've probably seen that in full over 100 times.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And that's a realistic number as well. That's probably like
Yeah.
accurate. It could be more even. Like
I believe you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
you better believe me.
I believe you, Carl.
It's the truth, Kojo. I wouldn't lie to you.
Well, I think you're a lying, filthy, stinking bastard, if you ask me. But that's just one.
Well, I didn't ask you. So
We got a really good question here. Is being 6 foot too tall for tricking? Yeah. I hate to tell you, but you can't trick if you're 6 feet tall. You just can't trick. Like don't even bother. Don't even try jumping or doing any kind of sport. You're too tall. No.
Not even basketball because you're too small. You're too bloody small. If you're over 6 feet, you can't do anything.
what is the ideal tricking height?
The idea. All right, me and Omid did a talk about this on Kojo's Trick Lab. So the optimal height seems to be. I guess it could probably be smaller. In the future, it'd probably be people who are like 4 foot something. But if you look at all of the best world's trickers, they're all between 5 feet tall and like 5'5", pretty much.
Imagine if
someone said 5'8", but now like Ilya's shorter than that, Mike Guthrie's shorter than that, Jacob Pinto's shorter, Jose's shorter. Like they're all tiny little men. Like
I mean, Guthrie's got to be 5. I think he's 5'9".
Okay, I might be exaggerating. I remember him being tiny though. I think he is pretty tiny.
Who?
Guthrie. They're all tiny.
They are tiny.
I don't know. They seem tiny when I see them. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Nobody knows.
Someone knows. If you know in the comments, let us know because
no one's crunched the numbers yet. So.
I want someone to crunch the numbers on all this shit though. I think it'll be fascinating to see.
A scientist.
Yeah, we need a mathematician and a scientist. Someone to crunch them bloody numbers. Once they've crunched the numbers, then maybe it'll fix.
The thing is, you couldn't really though. You couldn't really crunch the numbers for tricks. Like you could get like a rough idea, but there's only so much you can do because everyone's got different proportions. Like if one guy has, if I have way bigger biceps or something, then that's gonna like throw things off in some way because I've got more weight there. And if someone has like really skinny legs, you know, it's like all of those things are gonna make a difference.
Nah, but it's like you could create, like if you were to figure out the optimal size of the entire body.
I was thinking optimal technique for things. How it would be slightly different for different body types.
Okay, but if you reverse engineer it, then you can figure out the best technique. Because if you figure out what the best body type is, and then you can kind of expand on that, and then each body type will have a slightly different technique that will be better for them.
How do you figure out what the best body type is?
I don't know. I'm not a fucking scientist, am I?
Not a scientist.
That's me.
All right.
Not a bloody
You're
scientist.
not a scientist.
But like, there probably would be a way to figure out because that's what the question was. What's the perfect height? So it's like if you
That's
take
not
the
my
whole
question.
thing,
That's not what I said.
what were you saying?
I was just saying that I don't think you could ever, like, could you even figure out the perfect technique? That's what
Well,
I
you
was
said
saying.
I don't think you could crunch the numbers.
I don't think you could crunch the numbers.
Well, specify like which numbers are being crunched.
There's so many numbers left uncrunched.
All the numbers, Tommy.
It's all just guesswork. Like most statistics and stuff, it's guesswork. It's bloody surveys that don't take into account a load of different things. It's like diet.
Yeah,
I've got a bone to pick with diet because
Yeah,
people
I feel
people
that.
argue about it so passionately and seem so sure, but there is no possible way you can know because no one can study it. Like you can't study diet. You can't study the effects of different diets over a period of years because how are you going to make sure that person is eating exactly what you said? How are you going to make sure that they're all doing the exact same amount of exercise and smoking the same amount, drinking the same amount, living with the same amount of stress? There's too many factors. You couldn't possibly know what the best diet is. That's my hot take.
They should do a test on prisoners and watch them every second of the day and make them do things.
Still different genetics, though.
I know, and I'm joking.
Yeah. Yeah, Kyle.
Right,
Very good, Kyle.
we've got 1 minute 30 left.
All right.
Wow.
I think this might have been the dumbest live stream of all time. I think we might have broken some kind of record.
Wow. Well,
Question for Kyle. Does Kyle respond? That's a question.
yes. Responding now. Confirm a responder.
Confirmed responder. Nice.
Yeah.
Someone said, Kojo, people answer those questions for a living, or they answer them wrong. Because I just explained how they couldn't possibly know. It's guesswork. That's why they all disagree with each other and argue about it all the time. Because they don't know.
What is the name of this when you post it live when you post it on YouTube? You know how there's
it's
always a
gonna
title
be-
to it.
It's going to be...
the Omid and Kojo show live with Mr. Plan Zero in the house. We'll call it Mr. Plan Zero in the house with a da.
Da, yeah, with the da, I'm happy with that.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just going to round it off with some worship of the Church of Shromid. I hope you all bow down and enjoy your life and love Shromid. Everyone loves Shromid, and that's all Shromid has to say.
How get your tail
How
out, you
dare-
dirty bastard. Go on, get it. Oh, there we go.
That little shrimp. Let's comment.
Everyone praise Shromid, and that's it really. I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream with Shromid and Plan Zero.
And me.
Espresso.